Welcome to another episode of the Eavesdrop podcast. Today we have a very prestigious guest, my first basketball player that's gonna come on the podcast. So Ben Simmons, if you're watching, I apologize. I know I told you that you're gonna be the first, but it's your fault. God damn it. Josh Hart, number 3 from the Lakers. Thanks, man. Thanks for stopping by, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, I'm psyched, dude. When they told me that you were in town, I'm like, and you were obviously partnered with Turtle Beach, I'm like, that's a connect right there. Bring them through. We're gonna play some video games, but more importantly, we're gonna do the podcast.
Yeah, more importantly, we're gonna do this first. So we're gonna have a good conversation for a little bit.
Oh yeah, dude. I have a ton of questions, man.
I hope I'm ready for them.
No, you will be. I'm sure you are. I've watched a couple of your interviews, and you're a good dude. Thank you for the autographed Lakers problem, jersey, man. Number 3. I appreciate you. Do you have access? I mean, obviously you're header on Twitter. It's you, Magic Johnson, who's to me like the second best in the world. And look, I don't want to, I'm not going to ask you to, who you think the best ever is, because I don't want you to say anything besides Michael Jordan, right? But more importantly, it's Magic Johnson to me, like those were like the glory days of NBA becoming like this sort of cultural phenomena that happened.
Yeah.
Like if it wasn't for the flashiness of the Magic,
it was Showtime.
Yeah, basketball wouldn't be as cool as it is. Probably the coolest sport in the world. Maybe not be the most popular one. Obviously, soccer is, and they don't, whatever. But there's nothing cooler than the NBA. There's nothing cooler, and it's because of the hip hop culture. And I'm a hip hop head. I grew up in the '90s.
Yeah.
I was a graffiti writer. The whole thing. I know hip hop to me like is everything. So when hip hop sort of married the NBA, it became like this incredible like culture phenomena. No,
definitely. I think that's the biggest thing now. I mean, you got, obviously, I love football, so I'm a big football guy, but it's like, football is cool. You get to express yourself to a certain extent, but it's like, you always got helmets on. Like, if you see a football player walking down the street, unless he's like someone huge or just physically his body is huge, you wouldn't know. Or if it, baseball, you can't really celebrate, or if you celebrate, you get a home run, you celebrate, you got a 95-mile-an-hour fastball getting thrown at you the next time you're at bat. So it's like basketball is really where you can just go out there, express yourself, have fun, be seen. People know who you are. Obviously, you have your face and your jersey and everything like that. So I think that's really why people really gravitate towards it, just because you can have so much fun. You can express yourself, and the NBA did a great job in doing that. Now you see guys. I even done it too. I had like Fortnite inspired shoes. Like, one of the guys did custom shoes, and I had my Fortnite gamer tag and all that. So like, you can express yourself in so many different ways, and I think that's the dopest part about it.
Yeah, the fluidity of the NBA to adapt to the current sort of culture or whatever's happening currently. Like, what's crazy when they just allowed everybody to wear any shoes that they wanted. That was a huge win. Obviously you have Michael Jordan's, the breads, the ones,
the banded ones,
they were banned, but he still wore them because Nike was paying that bill.
That band.
Yeah. He's like, keep wearing them. The sales are going to continue to go up. So finally they get with the times, and they're like, oh, you know what? Sneaker culture, like hip hop culture is, it's all one big, conglomerate or a big molecule that just lives together. So when they did that, I was super hype about that, because I'm like, oh man, these guys can afford like the rawest shit. People got mad at me on Instagram. I
saw that earlier
when I destroyed the Jordan cost.
Were those the gray ones or the black ones?
Gray ones.
The gray ones. I know. I saw that. I cringed on the inside, because I was like, dang, I kind of wanted them, but like I appreciate what you did, but I was just like,
I showed the artist the companion. I don't know if they can see it. Can they see it, Matt? No, right? Oh, they can. It's in there. Anyway, so the companion, I told them, I'm like, I want you to do the same colorway on these, but only on half. Anyway, so the artist kills it. Kenneth Cole Customs on YouTube on Instagram is the dude that made those for me, and I knew that I was gonna catch flack, because they were like, at the time they were like $1,700 shoes.
About to say, acting like those like $200 shoes. Not at all.
$1,700 shoes, and and there's a limited run of them. So that's why people got even more mad. And I'm like,
you just had them and you just damaged them. So everyone be, all the people that probably really got mad was the ones that lucked out that didn't get them. They were just mad as hell that they didn't get them.
So I got them post market, and I wanted to create an art piece, an art installation that had to do with shoes for my studio. That's my prerogative. If somebody else would have done it and I bought them, nobody would have had a problem with it.
Not at all.
But I went out and did that myself. What are you wearing today? You got
I got some regular Daglin Nikes on, man. I wasn't.
You knew that the feet weren't going to be on the podcast.
No, I'm actually happy that I didn't know. You know, I packed the other night. I had dinner. I brought a couple bottles of wine to dinner, so I don't think I was in my right mind when I was packing.
Yeah.
So
what are your favorite shoes right now?
Honestly.
As a basketball player, are you allowed to wear like Jordans?
Yeah, I can wear. So I'm with Nike. So I can wear all Nikes, all Jordans, and then Vans is a kind of gray area. So sometimes you can wear it, sometimes you can't. And then you can wear the designer shoes or whatever. So I think like my favorite ones right now are probably the John Geiger 002s, and they're just kind of like this, kind of like a sock-esque shoe. And I know some people probably seen them on Instagram.
Yeah,
but those are cozy. Those are probably one of my favorite shoes.
Did you ever wear N1s? Was that too?
No, I had it. I was a kid, but I had a couple of N1s. I mean, that's what. I mean, growing up, that's like that was it. That was it. It was N1. That was the biggest thing.
You're 24, so you were born 95?
95.
95. I was 15. It was like right there. That's when I think that's when N1 started to release the mixtapes, and I had every single one. I had one of my brother-in-law actually what would record us playing, and I was there, with all the flash,
trying to do all the stuff.
Yeah,
the
all
professor,
of it.
The hot sauce,
hot sauce, main event. Like I had it all, and I came up with my own moves.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, and I had a name that I wanted that I was going to be known by, but somebody else took it. Yeah, it was Who Dat.
That's not a bad one.
When you're on the court, it's like, damn, who's that?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
It was Hecz. When did you start playing basketball? Was this your first sport, or did you play baseball or all sport?
Yeah, so I played. I started playing when I was like 8. But I always played baseball and basketball. I was into football a little bit, but I kind of tapped out of that a little early.
What position? Receiver or quarterback?
They put me at tight end. I think that's what really messed it up. And tight end, I was like, I'm not sitting here trying to block all these people. I'm not doing that. If they put me as like safety or something, because I like being physical, so I would have loved just...
Yeah, and you're fast too. So
I would have loved just cracking somebody going over the middle. So if they did that, I would have stuck with it. But they put me as tight end and D end, so I was like, you know what, I'm not doing this. So I just rocked out with basketball and baseball all the way to like high school, and then I kind of dropped baseball and then just kind of focused on basketball. Yeah.
So you played high school basketball, and then you went to what college?
Villanova. Outside of Philly.
Very cool. During those days, during the college days, and I have my opinion about, collegiate athletes and the systems that they run.
We should get a check.
Yeah, right. 100%. Are you allowed to say that?
Hell yeah, man. Can we curse?
Yeah, of course.
Fuck the NCAA, man.
Yeah, I say it all the time. I scream, dude. It's $1 billion. Just March Madness alone. March Madness alone is $1 billion.
And we don't get shit.
You don't get shit.
I went to the Final Four my junior year. The only thing we got to pick out of we got to pick a gift out of a room. Probably the room wasn't even that crazy, but it was like it had some TV, some headset, headphones over there. I'm just sitting there looking. We won the national championship my junior year, and they gave us rings. I'm looking like these cubic zirconium ass fucking dime. Like I'm like, y'all make billions of dollars on us every year for the same shit. Yeah, and there's no compensation. Nothing.
Not even free food.
Not free. Like it's absurd, bro.
Not even free food. Not even free lodging. And then they sort of put like I see stories like all the time. Not all the time, but often enough to where it raises my question. Like some of these athletes that could have a better opportunity if they were allowed to really concentrate on studies and sports, not having to worry about going to go work after school to be able to buy food, eating ramen noodles as good as they are. It's not healthy for an athlete. And the fact that like they take advantage to that scenario, like it's so irresponsible, and I don't see a future in where this continues to last that long. No, dude.
Definitely. I think
it's ticking. For them.
I think it's definitely ticking. And don't get me wrong, I'm a logical person. I try to be realistic and everything, and I get the aspect of, oh, you guys get a free education, you guys don't have to worry about student loans. That I get that aspect of it, but you gotta realize a lot of people come from no money, A lot of people come from single parent households. Luckily, I had both parents in my life, but we didn't come from money.
Yeah.
So what we have really a full-time job in college sports, because you start the day. Sometimes you have a morning practice or morning lift or something. You do that in the morning. You go to class. Then you have practice at night. I mean, like the afternoon. We always had practice at like 3:00. That went from 3 to 6. Then from 6 to whatever you were free, but you had to do your work. And at Nova, we had to do all work.
Yeah.
Like no one did all damn work. We had to do all work ourselves.
Yeah.
So we had to maybe have a study hall after that. But like that's the whole day. So it's like we come from not really much money. We can't kind of start our own business. We can't start, because if you do that, we start a t-shirt and we like promote it on Instagram. You do that, it's a violation, because it's like you're using your likeness to benefit you. But it's like
it's yours, like
but like it's me, like this is me. So you're saying I can't do this, I can't do it. And like there was actually one time in my junior, I want to say my sophomore, my junior year, when my parents had to move, and I was sitting there debating. I'm like, dang, should I try to get a job out here to try? But it was like I couldn't do it. So I was like, should I just try to get a job? I have no idea why I'll get the time to do that. But like, should I get a job so I can send them some money, every month or something like that? So it's like, there's not I don't think there's a bright future for the NCAA, man. It's not. It's
unfair.
It's unfair. It's such a bullshit organization.
It's not. It's predatory.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because what sort of option do you have, right? Coming. I grew up in Mexico, in Ciudad Juarez, right? But people that live in low income communities, and somebody comes to them and is like, "Hey, come play basketball." So it's not like, "Hey, come work at this incredible job." It's like, "Come play basketball." That's fun. You want to do that.
Yeah.
Anybody in the world would want it. Like the number one job in the world that I think anybody would pick any day of the week is to be an athlete, because you get to have fun and then you get the love of the people as long as you're winning.
Definitely.
And all that. So of course it's good. So it's. They sort of take advantage of that sort of opportunity, and they said, "Dude, like you can go on to be an NBA player and do great things. Not that you need to go to college to do that. Obviously, we've seen it when people skip. But the amount of stuff that they make you guys do, the amount of requirements, the amount of stuff that they get to benefit from just for giving you an education and not allowing you to go into debt, like." The majority of college students, that's where the predatory stuff comes in, and they put you guys in a position to break the law.
Really, they really do.
They put you in a position to break the law more than they put you in a position to succeed, and that's a problem. Because if I'm an athlete and I'm working my ass off in school, because sometimes it doesn't pan out, and I want to have something to fall back on, and I want to do what I love to do for a living, so you're trying hard there, and then on top of that, they expect you to go get a job to eat. Yeah. That's out of order, if you ask me, man.
It was just trash. Like, when I tell you, I don't know how many times, and I remember like vividly, my freshman year. So me and my girlfriend now, we met each other in high school, started dating in high school. So she went to Rutgers, her first couple of years. So I went to Nova. So there was a SEPTA to the New Jersey train system. So I would go on and I would go see her and she would see me or whatever. But when I told you, I can't remember how many times I had to ask some of like my classmates, Daryl Reynolds or Chris Jenkins, like, bro, like, can I just get $20 so I can catch these couple of trains? Like $20, like I'm sitting
a literal
there playing,
superstar.
Literally, like going there. I'm going to Villanova at the time. Villanova was a good program. We won 2 national championships in the last 4 years. Like, like I'm going there. Like, I'm just saying, I'm like, yo, can I get $20 just to go do it? Like, you know how many times I had negative money in my account? Yeah. Like, I'm just, like, it's absurd, and it's just something.
It shouldn't be that way when you're such a big part of that multi-billion-dollar industry.
Exactly.
It should never be that way. Exactly. And when I say that they put you in a position to commit a crime or to do illegal shit, is because what are you supposed to do when your body just says and your brain just says, yo, just go to sleep, man. Yeah. Instead of going to work to get money to eat, just go to sleep. Or you can, post a picture on Instagram where you're wearing, some apparel from some people and they sleep. I'm not saying, that's what happened. But it happens. It's easier to have that opportunity to get paid under the table, to make ends meet. And I'm not talking about for you to go out partying. I'm not talking about for you to go to Vegas, for you to get on a flight and go. I'm talking about for your living, to buy a new shirt so you're presentable, to get whatever food, like more than just ramen noodles, like as good as they are. Guys.
Exactly. They had that whole, last year or two, they had the whole FBI scandals, and and they got guys on recording saying paying for players or giving or get caught, agents giving players money or whatever. But it's like what do you expect? It's like y'all sitting here saying, all right, y'all can come here, you get lodging, you get to eat at the dining hall, but that's about it. You can get educated, and at the end of the day, don't get me wrong, a lot of guys are going to be there for 1 year. Like there's only so much you can learn in that one, and some guys aren't even at school for a 4 year. Like they'll go, but once they lose in March Madness, they're gone. Or if they don't make March Madness, they leave school. So, I mean, at the end of the day, some like that education, that 4 or 5 month span of getting, like, it doesn't change lives. You know what I mean? So, you have all these, so you're acting surprised that people are like, yeah, we'll pay X amount of money for this guy, or we'll give you this amount of money. It's like, what do you expect? Like, what do you expect them to do? They don't have nothing growing up, and then you can't do anything in college. So then someone flashes some money around. It's like, what do you expect them to do?
Yeah.
You're like, they never seen this kind of money before. So it's like, you really expect them to sit there and be like, no, I'm not going to do that because it mess up my eligibility, or no, they're going to do that. Yeah, they're going to take care of themselves. They're going to take care of their family, and you breed that to being a big possibility just because you want to be stubborn and get labor for free. You want to benefit from free labor.
It disguised as a free education.
Exactly.
When education should be free to fucking begin with.
It should be. It really should be.
You want to, some of the nerve of some of these people who call themselves Americans. I don't want to get into too political shit, 'cause I can't. But the fact that these institutions call themselves American institutions and they do something that's un-American as not provide free education or healthcare, get the fuck out of here.
It's crazy. And like I said, and this is no shot at the individual schools, or no shot at Villanova, because I loved my time at Villanova. I wouldn't change it for the world. But it's more. It's just the NCAA. That's the bigger picture, and that's the bullshit organization. And obviously, everyone has to. That's the biggest one. So the schools got to fall in line and being within the rules and the guidelines of what the NCAA proposes and what they pass, and et cetera, et cetera. But it's really. Man, it's so bullshit, man. I hate it. I've said that from the beginning. Yeah, I would say that to the end.
Yeah, especially because you went through that institution.
Yeah, I went there for 4 years. I got my. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy for my degree. I would if I didn't hoop, I didn't get a scholarship. I'm not sure if I would have went to college. I definitely would have been able to go. I would not have been able to go to Villanova.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. Like I said, I'm logical and I'm trying to be realistic about everything. But it's like.
Yeah, but you made it. Right, you were good enough to make it, and you were smart enough to get the education and get the full 100 out of it. But what about all the other ones that don't make it?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like they make you live like shit, and we'll get off the topic, but they'll make you live like shit for 2 years, work your ass off, and treat you the way they treat you, to kick you off, lose your scholarship, and now you just wasted 2 years that you could have been working somewhere. So, like that to me is again the bullshit part of it all.
Yeah,
because what are you supposed to do? How unfair is that, man? That they dangle this like incredible thing, and some people just don't make it. You know what I'm saying? And then they trap you, saying it's like, well, you're already kind of pot committed, so why don't you just stay, get a student loan? We'll help you get a student loan, and then we'll help you finish. So now you're in debt.
Yeah, now you got to pay that money.
He's like, you'll still ride the bench, but we're no longer going to pay for your college.
Exactly.
So now that's when it's really like shitty, man, and it pisses me off. I want to get off of it because I'll continue to get mad.
Yeah, this can be a whole day rant of us.
So I like to start the podcast. I know that we went on a big ass rant in a huge conversation, but I like to ask my guests one simple question, and at times it's kind of hard to answer. So, who are you today?
I wanted to say, a hardworking kid from Silver Spring. Trying to provide for my family. I think that's really it. A lot of times you get athletes put on a pedestal, or you see guys like, oh yeah, those are my role models, those are my idols, or whatever. And I appreciate that, and we like those things. But at the end of the day, I think people really lose sight. Like, we're regular people. Yeah. Like, we the same as you or the camera guy. Like we're humans too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's something that I always try to make sure I portray.
Superhuman stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
Dude, I can't jump as high as you can.
We have God-given abilities,
man.
physical abilities to do things. But I mean, at the end of the, I hate when people are like, oh man, you're nicer than what I thought, or like you're more well-spoken than what I thought. I'm like, I'm a regular. What did you expect? Yeah, I'm a regular person.
It's a machine to play.
Yeah, like I'm a regular person, man. I'm just like y'all. I love gaming. I love The Office, Game of Thrones. I'm a
what
regular
you think
dude.
of the last season?
Boo boo. It was just it was not
on a scale from 1 to 10.
4.
Damn.
It was. Don't get me wrong. I appreciated the imagery and the scene of the mountain and the hound fighting. Like you're not going to see a fighting scene like that. It was crazy. You see the dragon flying in the background, shit falling, fire all over the place. It was dope.
It was rushed though.
But
I'm with you, dude. 6.5 is what I gave it.
They could have built out, at least give us a couple more episodes. But it was just like, oh, we got to finish this. And I could have been, to me, that was my favorite TV show ever.
Yeah, same.
But it's like, y'all could have just
blue balls, bro. Is how I felt.
Like you could have just blew the TV show world out of there would have been no question if y'all ended that the way y'all should have ended it.
Yeah,
it wouldn't even be a conversation like what's the best TV show.
No,
it would be like no, Game of Thrones is the best TV show.
In the we're super nerdy here at Optic, so we had a Game of Thrones podcast where we dissected the show right after that. And we just started. I wish we would have done it from the beginning.
That'd be kind of dope. I would have loved to be on that. Damn.
Dude. The thing is one of the things that we came to agreement is that if they would have extended it 2 more seasons, and this last season, the number 8, season 8 was. They stretched it out 12 episodes or 10 episodes the way they do, and then the last 2 episodes was the winter what was it called, the Winterfell fight?
Yeah, the
Battle of Winterfell. That could have been the ending of that season.
Yeah.
Okay, season's done.
Yeah.
Okay, and people would have been like, holy shit, Arya killed this dude. So
now what?
Yeah, spoiler. Duh. But
man, if y'all ain't see it by now,
I know, right?
Y'all better get with it.
So I'm like, that's season 1, and then the last season should have been like them going, to that, the fact that
King's Landing,
to King's Landing to fight Cersei, but the fact that we're not going to turn it into the podcast, the Game of Thrones podcast.
It was,
but rushed. I do, man, 6.5. I wish I would have stretched it out to bring it up because they I think Keith Haring, Jon Snow checked himself into rehab.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that the other day.
Yeah, dude, he because of stress on the last
The last season?
The last season. He was so stressed out. That he went into rehab from alcohol and something else because he was so connected to the show that he was just stressed out because he knew that it wasn't going to be as good as the audience would have liked to do. So he was stressed out thinking that, his...
that's their child. Think of Arya Stark. She started, I'm not sure what, but she started that when she was 10 or 11.
Yep.
And now she's 21, 22. I think that was literally her whole
life,
adult, childhood / adolescence. That's what she would do. And it's oh man, just to end it how they did. It's kind of disappointing.
Arya, Maisie Williams was Arya longer than she was Maisie Williams.
Yeah,
in her
absurd.
life.
It's absurd.
She was a different person in life. Longer than she was who she was. And I don't, again, I don't want to get into it because I'll go for it. But the fact that it got that bad too, that the main actor, one of the main actors, checked himself because of stress. Because he's like, this fucking ending is so trash that I will always be Jon Snow for the rest of my career.
He's done. He's Jon Snow.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, he's Jon Snow. He's in another medieval time as what is it called?
Powder.
That's what it's called.
Powder on HBO.
He's in that, but you Jon Snow, bro. Nah, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
Unless he's in a huge movie anytime soon. Bro, you Jon Snow.
Yeah, a lot of people get stuck in sort of those characters. Seinfeld, for example, played himself.
Seinfeld, Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Who else is the Entourage?
Oh yeah, what's his name?
The guy that was on Power. Yeah. His name's for I just started kind of watching Entourage, but his name will forever be named Turtle. Yeah. I don't care what you do.
Jerry
your
Ferrara.
name is Turtle. Yeah. So it's like you had like that, and that's one of them. Like that show was so great, and it was just so like long that like that's your name now, man.
Yeah.
You're forever going to be.
And he likes it. He likes it. One day, it was one of the first times that I went to LA. To the Machinima days, I ran into Rufio from Hook, from Peter Pan.
Yeah.
But he was Rufio in Peter Pan, but he was also Fukijama in Entourage.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got into that, right? But I saw him we were at a Tender Greens. Have you had Tender Greens?
No, I haven't had.
Dude, you're in LA, you got to go to Tender Greens, bro.
It's good.
They're all over the place, and they're the best.
I've seen them all the time.
Bro, go in there, get the backyard marinated steak, the potatoes, and the Caesar salad. Anyway, I saw him, and I was like, yo. He's like, what's up, my man? I'm like, Rufio, or do you prefer Fukijama? He's like, they're both good, my man. But like, I associated that dude with both of those characters, and ain't nothing wrong with that. I'll always be Optic Hecz to people. It's never gonna be Hector Rodriguez. So that was good. One last thing though on the college thing, because I had it written down, is that esports or the NCAA said no to esports for the time being, even though they're handing out scholarships left and right. Now, one of the reasons, and this is where esports might save future athletes in the NCAA, is because they were not willing to, and obviously this is just my thought, not fact. This is what I think on the situation, is that the NCAA say no to esports because they knew that a new age of athlete was going to happen. And if they apply those sort of rules to these free athletes that live on the internet, they have to do it across the entire infrastructure that is the NCAA. So they said no to esports as of right now. But again, that is that sort of scenario that little by little they're going to chip away of this institution. And so why don't they pick, in my opinion, if anybody from the NCAA, talk to your superiors and say, why don't you become part of the period of the NCAA where you fixed it and you landed on the right part of history.
Yeah.
Because in 2 to 5 years, the NCAA is going to be torn down, is going to be rebuilt, and anybody that okay, I don't want to say everybody because there's a lot of excellent and great people, good people that work there. They just play within the rules. But be on the right part of history.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, be on the right part of history by making the changes that need to be done. So, I mean, gosh, man, at least food, for fuck's sake, man.
Yeah, no, I feel
Imagine
it.
if I had an arm that threw as fast as and somebody says like, well, you can make money off of your God-given talent. Get the fuck out of here.
Exactly.
You better believe I am, somewhere or another. But yeah, so just one thing on that on the esports thing, man. So, let's talk a bit about your draft. How did that go? Where did you land?
30th to the Lakers. It was, I hated my damn draft process. If you ask any athlete don't ask the top athletes that were the top lottery picks or whatever. Ask like the other guys that weren't lottery picks that had. I did 16 draft workouts. You live out a suitcase for a month and a half straight. There was a time.
What do you mean by draft workouts?
So graduated from Villanova, did all that, Summer Rock Nation. So you have six. I think it's usually 6 guys in a draft workout. For a team, and it's like you do 3-on-3, 1-on-1, 2-on-2 competitive stuff. So you do that, and you do that for a lot of teams call you in and just kind of see whether they're going to draft you or they got plans to try to sign you for some league team if they don't think you're going to get, if you'll get drafted or whatever. So I worked out I tried it. I tested the waters my junior year. I did like five workouts. And then
when you say workouts, like NBA scouts come and check you out and do your drills?
Yeah. So now I would, when I'm going through the draft process, I'll fly, like the Lakers would fly me in, put me in a hotel. I'll work out against 5 other people that they picked in front of the management, in front of their scouts, that finish that, and you're there for like 24 hours. So you finish that, and then you go to the next workout and go to the next team that wanted to fly you in and do all that. So I did that. I did 15 workouts. Going into the draft. And for guys that don't know that process, I'll tell you, I literally for a month straight I lived out a suitcase, going from hotel to hotel, working out for teams, and it's probably the most draining basketball experience you ever have, just because it's like you fly into a city, you're there for 24 hours, and then you fly to the next one, and then you fly to the next one.
Yeah, and you're going hard every single turn because you can, right? This is your chance.
This is your chance. You got it. It's an audition. And the thing about the NBA is like, if you have a good workout one place, like everyone else will hear about it. Yeah. So it's like there's really no, like, you can't take any workouts off. Yeah. So you're doing that, and then some, if some ones that are really interested, you have a dinner the night before, or like the night of, with the management, or like with the coaches, or with the GM or whatever. So I did that 15 times. It was terrible experience. I hated it. Ended up going 30 to the Lakers.
What do you think would be better?
I don't know. I don't. That's one of the things. It's just like, you just got to do it. Yeah. You just got to. You just got to run that gauntlet and make the best of the situation. So ended up going 30 to the Lakers. Was stoked about it. And then everything was kind of went on from there. We had in that class we had Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, Thomas Bryant, and myself, obviously. And we just kind of went from there. And it was, don't get me wrong, I said it was terrible. It was a trying, frustrating process. But I mean, now looking back, it's like, dang, it was kind of, I did that, and that was just tough on my body, mentally, physically. Yeah. But I mean, it kind of showed me who I am, kind of.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the tenacity obviously shows in any athlete, especially with the stuff that they have to do. So we're going to take a quick break to say hello to obviously our sponsor for the podcast, obviously Turtle Beach. You being a sponsored athlete by Turtle Beach. So I'll tell you guys about Turtle Beach in just a little bit, but I just want to bring up another thing there, right? And I'm going to keep going back to the NCAA, God damn it, because little things that continue to pop up. Think about injuries that happen to athletes that could happen to athletes every single game.
Yeah.
You're telling me that the 4 years that I'm there, or the 2 years that I'm there, like the athlete that I was thinking about, where he was there for 2 years, and then they said, "Sorry, you're just not good to be on the team, so your scholarship is gone. Now you're gonna have to, that." Why not allow or empower these athletes who have a large social media following to make money while they're doing that, just in case they get fucking injured?
Yeah.
Fighting your fight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like going. I don't want to get too deep into it, and that's going to be the recurring thing here, but think about all those scenarios, man. Like, if you're not capitalizing on who you are at the hottest moment in every single stage of your career, whether it's in high school, whether it's in college, or the NBA, it's an unfairness, man, because you're playing with people's livelihood after you're done with them. Yeah. And that, again, is super unfair. And with that note, let's go. Quick read. So I've been using Turtle Beach's the Turtle Beach Air Force X1s was my first headset ever. And they found it. That's not it. Obviously, mine's broken somewhere in a dumpster. It's probably like a straw somewhere. Got recycled. But I've been with them for a very long time. We partnered with them close to 3 years ago. Again, we reconnected, and they, to me, have always been sort of like the innovators in the space, and the amount of stuff. The fact that they're still around is a testament to how good it is. What do you use, the X1s?
The Elite Pro 2s.
The Elite Pro 2s.
Yeah, I'm the new boy.
You should have done that. The X1s, man. That's where it's at. No, I'm kidding. I don't think those.
I'm not sure it doesn't be as cozy as the Elite Pro.
No, I mean,
Elite Pro 2s
are it, dude. So what sort of what sort of partnership do you guys have with them? Aside from doing excellent, like, cool podcasts with people across the nation with the.
Yeah, they it's actually been dope. This is my first year with them, so kind of like the first year you kind of had growing together, trying to feel each other out, figure it out, everything like that. But they've been amazing. They've been just working. I like wireless, kind of like Airbud-esque, headphones. So they've been working with me, trying to do some stuff like that, with their engineers, and they got a wired one for me that kind of like goes, goes around the back of your neck, do that
for workouts and stuff.
Yeah, so working out, because that's what I like to work out in, especially like pregame stuff like that. So, they've been kind of letting me kind of design my own stuff, kind of, in a way. I was actually thinking the other day, I'm like, dang, I should try to do like a J Hart collection. That'd be kind of
that would be sick.
That'd be dope.
I mean, they do it for us. They have an optic collection. They have an Australis collection. They have it all.
It's been cool, and they've been letting me kind of have fun with it, and kind of like create some cool stuff.
Yeah. So upgrade your gaming audio with Turtle Beach. Turtle Beach has been an innovator in the gaming space in the gaming audio space since 2005, putting millions of players in their first gaming headsets. Again, like mine. They've supported us for the longest time, and the content creators. That's all we use. We use the same thing over and over, just like Crim6, for example, practices in everything, to the point to where at one point he made me get him everything that he used on main stage, like for his gaming training station at the house. So you have the Elite Pro 2s, which has the Super Amp for streaming setup, plus wireless stealth 600 and 700. Those are the ones that you were just talking about. But right now, if you use code Eavesdrop you can save 10% on your next full price purchase at turtlebeach.com. Again, that's code Eavesdrop, EAVESDROP, to save 10% on your next full price purchase on turtlebeach.com. So on that, how good is your gaming setup?
It's pretty good. Turtle Beach, they actually helped me out. I got a nice little game room.
How many screens?
So I got 2 monitors.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just go to my whole game room.
Do it.
Turtle Beach, they hooked it up. So, you walk in the game room. On the left side, you got the sofa, but then you got 3 jerseys hanging up. So I love, my favorite team is the Redskins. So growing up, I loved Sean Taylor. So I got a Sean Taylor jersey in there. My favorite soccer team's Chelsea, so I got a signed William jersey and a signed Hazard jersey.
Very cool.
I got an Optic jersey in there, actually a signed. I got 2 65-inch flat screens on the wall, mounted on the wall with Sonos, sound bars, speakers, and then they built a computer for me. So then I got 2 monitors set up on the desk on the side of it. That's kind of where I stream and play most of my video games. So that's kind of how my setup is. And I got Turtle Beach headphones on the wall, those kinds of stuff. So that's kind of like rough sketch of what
as
it
you
is.
were going through your thing, in my head I'm like, I got to tell my wife that I'm changing my gaming set. So what I'm gonna do, Matt, in my theater room, there's a room behind there, like a guest room. So as you were saying that, I'm like, why don't I have all my shit in like the same thing? So I'm going to put a door so I can go from my theater into my office. And then I'm going to take my office upstairs to be the guest room. That's the way you do it.
It's dope. Nah, it's dope.
Dude, just inspired me.
The only thing that's a pain in the ass for me, I'm not sure if you had the same, if you got a crib. I still rent, so I still lease houses. So my ass got to move out.
No, they're gonna have to come move your shit out.
My lease is over end of next month. So I'm actually I'm looking at a spot right now, a little more expensive than I want to be paying. But it's LA, so what do you expect?
Yeah, right. What do you expect?
So I literally text Nick with Turtle Beach the other day. I'm just like,
bro, my man,
hey,
Nick.
Man, that's my guy.
Shout out to Nick Bourne.
Yeah. so I actually text. He's actually in London. My text didn't even go through. I'm gonna have to holler at him later about that. But I was like, yeah, man, could you guys help me move out? Because I got to really just scratch all that, then move out, then put it all in. And it's going to be a long process. I can't wait till I buy a house and actually be able to build out my game, fully build out my game room / stream setup. It's going to be fire. But Turtle Beach hooked it up for now.
They have to. They have to help you because putting that luckily I have Maddie who does all that shit for me.
I don't know shit.
But man, I've been playing video games for the last 15 years. It's been my job, and still to this day, sometimes and it's not that I'm not technologically savvy. I am. It's just that I'm lazy.
What they do now is absurd. I can't.
Dude,
I'm a techie guy, but I can't. I can't learn.
That's
all that,
that's
bro.
the backside of that's like the super techie guys.
Yeah. I can't do it. You know how many times I've been FaceTiming Evan, like, yo, Evan, how do you do this? Nah, I can't do it.
Let me ask you this. So streaming, do you stream? Have you streamed?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Could you stream in college? Would the NCAA would they let you stream and get donations and shit?
No, you couldn't get donations.
Fucked up.
Could not get You couldn't get donations or money from your subs. So honestly, what you would have to do is get all that money and then donate it to a charity. Because that's your likeness, man. Because that's who you are. So you're promoting. That's why they got a good scam going. Cannot touch esports because esports, think about it this way. Say High Skies, for example, is 12, 13. So say his audience right now, he has 500,000 followers on Instagram or whatever, and he's that young. Say he gets to be 18 years old, about to go to, say he's, they try to have esports and NCAA. You're gonna sit here and tell me this kid probably can make $1 million in turn. It's from subs, from sponsors, from merch. He can make, and he's that young, so he can do that for years. He can do that 18, 19, 20. So first of all, you're not going to be able to pay him enough fucking money for him to want to be
right. No
that.
education.
So it's like for them to touch esports is going to be the end of NCAA because there's no way you can regulate that. Like,
sorry to any collegiate esports person that wants to be on part of the team, just don't do it. Not worth it.
You can't do it. You're honestly, you would lose way more money than you would get, or because I mean now you don't like the exposure. You have the exposure, like the ninjas and the Tifus and all that other world. Like, dog, they're making millions of dollars. Are you telling me they're gonna give that up to go be part of a NCAA esports team that's supposed to be bigger than yours? Hell no.
Well, that's what's happening right now too with like the franchise leagues and stuff. And I have obviously my own reservations about that, but some of the restrictions that they're putting on the athletes or the esports athletes is just like out of touch with reality of this current day and age reality. So that's I don't know. Again, that's crazy and like I said, out of order. But the fact that you can again. How can you, if you stream that you have to donate that? It's like
donate that. But like when I tell you, I was with my family. I was with my host family. One night they actually. So I have obviously I got my parents, my biological parents, and then I also have like a family I lived with in high school for a couple of years. That I'm just really close with their family even now to this day. I actually live with my brother. So they moved to Philly my senior year in high school. Senior year in college. So there was a lot of times I went into the city, had dinner with them, hung out with them, my little brother. So there was one night we went to a little Italian spot. So we met this one guy. I guess he was like the dad of someone that worked in like compliance, and for Villanova and like the NCAA. So we were talking, da. So he sent a bottle of wine. It wasn't an expensive bottle of wine, but he sent a bottle of wine over. And so it was like that awkward moment. Like my pops was going to be like, he was kind of like, nah, like, kind of like, nah, we don't want it. But like my brother and my mom was just kind of like, it's kind of rude to, to not accept the gift or whatever. So they did that. So he told his daughter. So like that was like a violation that I had. Yeah. So like I had to like write a check for whatever the amount of money that bottle of wine was. Yeah, that bottle of wine was, and donate it to a charity. And I'm just saying, like dog, like this dude just sent a bottle of wine to the table, just like so. Like it's just like some dumb shit like that. It's just like it's. Dog, the NCAA is so ad. Oh my god, I can go on about that.
Dude, the fact that this is my thing, and I'm not saying to raise up arms, but like NBA players have such a big following culturally, and the influence that they have within the institution that is the NBA. For them, you got. I'm not saying that you should, but I'm saying like that voice is loud enough to start the change to happen. I was talking to Tyrone Crawford from the Dallas Cowboys, and this is like the same thing, and this again. Don't like NCAA. Don't touch esports because we'll correct the wrong things.
It will
thing.
tear the NCAA down so fast. You know what? NCAA definitely touch esports because I want to see that shit crash and burn.
Think about that. An institution that makes that much money, and obviously, look, we're making money. We don't give a fuck. But the fact that like you have dissatisfied customers and employees. Like anyway, dude, we have to like force ourselves not to talk about the devils that are the NCAA. And I never played college anything, right? I play for fun and stuff, but it's just I hate seeing some wrong shit being done. Yeah. It's just like my thing. Do you have any superstitions? Like sports superstitions?
No, not really. I don't really got any superstitions.
Any of your teammates or anybody, like what's the worst superstition or one of the superstitions you've seen throughout your entire career? Because it has to be. For sure, that has to be. I have a superstition,
that I've seen. I don't know. I've seen guys just with jerseys at halftime. I don't know. I really don't know. I can't think of any superstition.
No,
really. Nah. I probably like
of
just
nobody
see it in passing, but like I can't.
Wearing the same socks, and is that real? Like, is that something that?
Nah.
So you've never experienced that? Somebody being so wild in their own head that they're like, "Oh, I got to wear these socks.
I probably
this pair of underwear."
I can't. I can't remember. I used to eat Mike and Ike's before every game. That was like my superstition.
Mike and Ike's I
I did that before every game since I had college. That was my big thing.
See, so you just thought it's normal, but it,
Yeah.
Did you lose one game when you didn't eat that, and were you like, "Fuck, it's because I didn't eat my Mike and Ike's"?
Nah, but like there was actually a time we played in Brooklyn this year. I'm like, man, fuck, I don't got I had my Mike and Ike's with me. I was like, oh shit. So I paid. Like the Brooklyn little team locker room attendant, I gave him like $100. I was like, yo, just go buy me a couple boxes of Mike and Ike. Just keep the rest for a tip or whatever. I was like, but I need these shits before the game.
Yeah.
So I guess that'll be my superstition.
So you do have which had to dig into it, man. Who's the obviously you're playing with LeBron now. Mm-hmm. How has that been?
Oh man, that's been dope. Bron is so the thing of like. And I fall into this trap too about like the athletes and put them on a pedestal. Yeah. So like the first time I met Bron, I was like, I called my boy Larry because Larry was with me, Larry Nance Jr., who was with me my rookie year, but then got traded to the Cavs. So I was there for just about a year with him in LA, and then he played with Bron, that next year, that next full year, I think. No, the rest of that year to the finals. And I called him. I'm like, oh, Bron is a nice guy. Yeah. Like forget basketball. Like he is a nice stand-up dude. And like I guess I kind of fell into I'd fall into that trap. Like I thought like I put him on a pedestal. Like he got to be this, and he's just a cool dude. Goofy, dude. Likes having fun. Yeah, just a clown. So I mean that's been dope. He's been great. The whole team has been amazing. And it's so cool because we're all really young guys. And Bron's young at heart. We had.
How old is he?
Bron probably like 34. Bron's getting old. Look at the hairline. My fault, Bron. But nah, I mean, it was cool because we had such a young core. But then you had Bron, who's obviously older, but still young at heart. I would say. And then you had
that's me, man. I'm 39, but I'm young at heart, dude. That's my thing.
But it was cool, and we got a lot of shit and a lot of heat for this year, but like people don't like these, like the injuries is really what messed us up, and you couldn't blame that on nobody. It was just some of them was just freak accidents that happened. But I mean, man, we're gonna build. We're in the process of building something great. It's something that I think we can compete for championships. For the next several years, and it's going to be a good ride, and it's going to be obviously going to be interesting ride just with everything, but it's going to be fun.
Yeah. So obviously having a good mentor like LeBron, and I know that I like LeBron. I think he's like an incredible human. The amount of stuff that he's doing for his community and it
was amazing.
The content that he creates, like I like him a lot. But I'll never say that he's the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just I'm 39 years old. I grew up in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? But in Chicago, mind you. So that's the other thing. But I do I have a tremendous amount of respect for the dude because of that. All of the selflessness and like, I mean, I don't think I've heard any real any teammates say that he was something other than him and a kind dude that really wants everybody to win. Yeah. Whether it's winning his way or winning, he just wants to win. So I do think that everybody gave you guys a lot of shit this year because when you have that amount of eyeballs on you, any negative thing that you do, no matter how small, it's gonna be made into this massive.
It's crazy, especially now. Everything's about technology, and it's all just clickbait. And it'll be stuff that I might say, I do an interview several months ago, and then people try to bring it up now, or someone would say I'll say something in an interview, and then they try to take it out of context, oh, Josh Hart said this. I'm like. No, read. They're
gonna say, LeBron. Josh Hart said LeBron was getting old in a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. They say that, and then I'm just sitting there. I'm like, bro, for all you, one media just clickbait. Come on, come on, don't And then for the fans, it's don't just sit there, look at one quote of an article, and then be like, oh, that's what happened. No, motherfucker, read the shit or listen to the interview, listen to the podcast. Yeah. But it's we got
people hear what they want to hear.
Yeah, they hear what they want to hear,
and if it's drama, they
love it. They love it. So obviously, we're in LA. So one being a Laker, obviously you get a lot of media attention, and obviously Bron comes, so you get way more media attention because you got the best player in the world on the team. So, obviously it comes with the territory. It's actually pitiful, honestly, for me. Like, y'all, I'm looking at some of y'all media dudes. I'm just like, like, y'all this thirsty for some fucking clickbait that y'all gonna just try to take full stuff, like just certain stuff out of context and try to dismantle, relationship or dismantle a team from the inside out is just absurd. But I mean, people took stuff I said out of context, but at the end of the day, my teammates know I rock with them. I ride with them through whatever.
What's crazy as you're saying that? I sort of, as you were saying that, I heard your voice coming out of Scottie Pippen's face.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Because I haven't been a fan of Scottie Pippen since for a couple of years now. When he said
he was saying some wild shit.
Oh, bro, he said he's like, yeah, LeBron's better than Michael Jordan. I don't know. That's all I heard, and since then I haven't liked him. You know what I'm saying? Like since then I'm like, well, man, forget this dude, right?
Yeah.
Because ride or die Jordan for me, but. I don't know if that's what he said. So as you were saying that, I'm like, damn, I'm gonna have to make a public apology to Scottie Pippen.
Yeah,
Give a fuck.
You always got to see. You always got to see like the context of it, because obviously some stuff is always taken out of context, and you read it. There was stuff I mentioned about, analytics or whatever, and like they try to like tie that into my new coach. I'm like sitting there, I'm like, what? Me and Mike, like, we got a new coach. I'm saying I've had several conversations. Like, me and him have a great relationship. Like, don't try to sit here, take that out of context and try to take it, make it like I'm taking a shot at my coach. I like my coach. We have conversations. I love the plan that he has, built for the team and everything. So don't sit here and try to like start having like guys splinter just because y'all want some damn clickbait. Y'all want a little bit of attention. Y'all want y'all 10 seconds of fame. Like
look at the relationship between Shaq and Kobe. Like they said that in game they had disagreements, but they're still people. You know what I'm saying? Like they're still
exactly. Like y'all sitting here trying to like, dog, we're people. So y'all trying to kill, mess up relationships that we had so y'all can get a little bit of publicity. And it's obviously it's the world we live in, the territory we live in.
Yeah, like that's their job.
That's their job.
That's their 3-pointers.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's what they thrive on. But it's like at the end of the day, that's why y'all are where y'all are, and we're as a team, it's about those guys in the locker room, and that's all. That's automatic. Like you got, if it's who's competing, and you're not worried about the outside world. Like I said, this team this past year, obviously we didn't get to where we wanted to get to, but I mean, we grew together, we rocked with each other through thick and thin. Obviously we had disagreements, but I mean, it's all love at the end of the day. You see us hanging out together.
What I don't like, man, is how they blow shit up. Like competitive athletes, competitive people in general are always going to have heated conversations that people make out as arguments when it's just two competitive people throwing their competition in their frame of mind into a conversation to see who's at. But there's no malicious behind it. They're just expressing themselves the way they know.
It's the heat of the moment too.
That too. I mean, how many people have said the worst shit in the world in the heat of the moment, man? Like I can't even believe it. So I have on the schedule here that we were supposed to eat at like 1:30, but your food was going to be here early. And earlier today, I asked you. I'm not rushing you. Earlier today, I was asking you if you have like a schedule as to like I only eat from 10 to 11, and then like as a professional athlete, you have to keep the well-oiled machine going. Do you have that or? You eat whenever?
Not really. I honestly should have it, but I don't. I think that's probably why my weight fluctuates so much. I got weight issues too. But that like it's something that I think this summer I started to try to get more serious about just with my eating habits. Because I mean, I love junk food. I love candy. Yeah. Like I said, I eat Mike and Ike's all the time. Like if you ask anyone on my team, you can ask Bron, Lonzo, Kuz, Casey, like you guys, all those guys, like, yo, who has the worst diet, or like who eats the worst?
You.
They'd be like, yo, Jay Hart. Like that's little. Like we had a conversation. They literally we had a conversation in Memphis just about the team. It was the only like team only mean or whatever. I had like some fruit snacks. Motherfuckers looking at me like,
no way.
Dog. Like I'm like, and we're about to eat dinner. Like literally right before dinner. Yeah. I have like some fruit snacks. I'm just chowing down. Bron's like, are you eating fruit snacks right now? I'm just like, yeah. And
don't shame me.
Dudes over there like T.Y. I was like, dog, you guys start eating better. You guys. I was just like, all right. So this summer I've been trying to work on my eating habits, doing stuff like that. So I think I'm gonna get to that point where it's like certain times I gotta eat this consistently, but I haven't got there yet. Baby steps.
Yeah,
baby
same.
steps.
Look, I'm 39 years old. I've been on a diet maybe like 3. I go on a diet like 3 months out of the year just to like not get to that point.
Yeah.
You know, so like I'm okay right now, and like the goal, my go to every single time is like Chipotle.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys eat that?
I love it.
Yeah, bro. I go there, and I obviously like Mike Flamesword. He tells me what to get there, and it's still good. So that's
you
like
get a burrito or a bowl.
I get a bowl when I'm on a diet.
So what you got to do is you get cheese on it.
No.
Okay, never mind.
Why you get cheese?
I get
Can
cheese.
you eat cheese and is keto?
I don't think
is
it's that
cheese
bad.
keto?
I don't think it's that bad for a diet at least.
Yeah.
But when I get cheese, you gotta put the cheese on after the rice before the beans,
for it melts?
so it melts.
Ooh.
And people don't think about it. This shit is amazing.
Oh man,
like,
the thing is, I continue because I'm not formulating my own. Shit
Chipotle.
now.
I love Chipotle. I grew up on Chipotle. That was like the biggest thing in the DMV was Chipotle.
Yeah.
So they did the queso. The queso's not their fault. You know, it's not their selling point. It's not their fault.
No.
You know? So
they have it at the end.
Yeah. So and like I hated like just like having a fork or a chip or whatever and just diving in and just having like a block of just cold cheese. So I'm like, you know what? Put it after the rice. Before the beans.
Ooh, because the beans have the juice and it's hot. So it's going to melt it.
So
oh my God, you're changing my life.
Man, what I say, that thing is phenomenal. It's amazing.
Yeah.
That's like my go-to.
And you know what's crazy about that is like I pride myself in being one to break the rules and not go, not be a follower. Mm-hmm. You're the one that breaks the rules and it's not a follower, bro. Because I see it, I'm like, I can't order cheese until I get the fuck all the way over there. Now I'm gonna be like, like at the beginning. Do you have one of these? Oh, you do?
Let me we want to bring the cards out. Yep. Boom. Right there.
Josh Hart. Mine said. I wish mine said Hecz.
Yeah.
It says the whole thing. Hector Rodriguez. I don't mind. Yeah, Thank you. But the fact that
shout out to Chipotle.
Yeah, huge shout out to Chipotle, man. So I do that when I'm in LA. I go with the tender greens, but bro, you can never go wrong with like this. Which dude, I'm gonna try like today. I'm gonna go and say, excuse me, I'll break the rules. Can you go put the cheese?
Don't get me wrong. Some of them might give you a little bit of it might give you a little bit of an attitude, but it's like I'm paying for. I mean, we got the cars, so we're not really paying for it. Chipotle is paying for it, but I mean, people ask me about it. They were like, bro, why? Like, you're bougie. Why you do that? I'm just saying, like. Okay, say you go to a steakhouse, or whatever. Like at the end of the day, you're the customer, and you want the product and you want it your way, and you're paying for it to have it your way. Are you gonna go to a steakhouse and be like, order a steak, be like, how do you want it cooked?
So you tell
Fuck
me.
It, give me whatever, surprise me. No, you're gonna say, I like it this way. I'm paying for it to be this way. So
how do you order your steak?
Medium well.
Medium well.
Unless it's a Wagyu, and that's a bit. I'm sorry. That's a very bougie shit to say. Yeah. I know. But if I order a Wagyu or something like that, I get a medium rare. Cause of course you have to. Yeah, that's the best way to get steak cooked. I know.
That's the only thing my players eat, man. They're fancy like that. Hey, they stick me with the bill.
Shit, we can go eat tonight. I'll stick with the bill. I'll order some Wagyu right now. So, but I mean, that's probably. I'm sorry. That's probably one of the bougiest things.
No, you're good. You're in good company, man. I think. I'm
Don't get me wrong. I'm not embarrassed about it at all. Yeah, I'm not embarrassed.
No, hell no. So who do you think's gonna take it? Golden State or the Raptors?
Oh man, how
do you feel? Well, I mean, I don't know if you have an opinion on that, on the super team stuff, but especially with Bron on your team.
Yeah, but I say I'm not gonna have an opinion because shit. I hope we get a couple free agents. I hope we become a super team. So shit. I hope we get Jimmy, Kyrie. There's no tampering for the players. So shit. Yeah. I hope we get Jimmy, Kyrie. Everybody.
Nasty,
he's nice, dog. Like, dog, just imagine if we had that, like, bro. And the thing is, all those dudes are good dudes, so everyone will sacrifice for each other. And people don't realize when everyone sacrifices and the team wins, that's when you really that's when the team wins. At the end of the day, that's the biggest thing. So
it's not just the team; it's the entire city and fans across the thing.
Like, just think about it. Like, say we got a couple big name free agents. Those kind of guys, we win a championship. Well, in LA, like it'll be crazy, especially right now when you had the Rams are doing well. They was just in the Super Bowl. The Dodgers have been to several World Series. it'll be crazy, honestly. And we were able to, bring Showtime back and win a championship in LA. With Brian, I think it would be dope for Brian. He's been to 3 different, organizations and got a chip every play like that. That's history. And so, to do that, like I can't.
Not that he needed any help becoming a historic figure.
He's already historic.
1,000%.
Don't put that like that. But
I know.
But that would be, amazing. So I mean, everyone, in the organization is excited about free agency. We got the best recruiter in the country.
Bro, all you have to say is L.A. You know what I'm saying?
You got L.A. It's like you got Bron. You got a young core. You got and when you come to LA, you go to Staples. You're playing at Staples. It's crazy.
Amazing. Yeah,
it's amazing.
I mean, I've never played, but I've been there.
I mean, obviously, like MSG, the Garden. Is that honestly that might take the cake for like the crazy, like just the most famous. It's an amazing experience. But besides
United
that, you
Center,
have Staples.
come on.
United Center's, it was good. But
I mean, it's in the bad part of Chicago, but still really nice.
It's cool. But I think MSG and Staples, it's and how they have it. Everything around it's dark. The court's like illuminated, so it's like you're playing on a stage. And it's dope. And like, you can ask any, when you.
What's the best stadium you've ever played in?
MSG.
Yeah,
definitely MSG.
Yeah.
But then Staples is right behind it. So, and that's home. So
yeah,
I always love home,
dude. It's so good. I think when you think of the major cities that have like incredible, like, I mean, in my opinion, basketball programs, obviously, or cities that you want to play for, it's always LA, New York, and Chicago. Obviously, because biased and obviously the history. But Dallas has like an incredible place. The Mavericks have like an amazing thing. I've had. And maybe because now I can afford courtside, and well, obviously, like the last time that I went, shout out to Verbal because he's the one that and his family, he's the ones that invited me for courtside. But now that I can afford that, like it makes the games more enjoyable.
Way cooler.
You can't watch basketball any other way. So for me, it's been like but my experience watching basketball here in Dallas has been amazing. I mean, Luka is like obviously disgusting. So he's brought some level. So again, you haven't answered. Who's gonna take it?
I think Golden State will. I had Golden State in 6, and I think they're gonna do it, especially if KD come back. If KD doesn't come back, then it'll be very interesting. Kawhi's been on a tear.
Oh yeah, he's nasty.
Don't get me wrong. I got a small part in my heart for Toronto because my guy Kyle Lowry, that's my boy, that's my big brother. So I was hyped when they won the Eastern Conference. He was able to get to the finals finally after trying for all this year. So I kind of got a spot in my heart. Like I would love for him to get a ring right now. But I don't know.
Everybody always loves the underdogs.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying that they're super underdogs, but
honestly, I don't. If Toronto wins, I don't like. I honestly don't really care who wins because like at the end of the day, that's what we wanted to be. Yeah, that's what we felt. Obviously, we had some chemistry issues. It was hard. The chemistry was hard just because. Guys were hurt, guys that the lines were chased, so it was so hard to have some, like really good chemistry. But I feel like when we had it in December, when we were really hooping before Bron got hurt and Rondo got hurt, I felt like we really could have fucked some shit up.
Damage,
we could like that's when we played that Christmas Day game when Bron and Doe got hurt that game. But when we had Bron, we was up 20. And don't get me wrong, obviously.
Team effort.
It was a team effort. We had we played very well that game. Defensively, we played very well. We kept their stars, Steph and KD was in foul trouble, but Steph, Clay in check. But if we were healthy that whole year, I felt like we could have really fucked up the West, honestly. Yeah. But that's different. Obviously, I'm a little biased, but I think Golden State is just they're stacked. But obviously, the injuries right now, they're KD, Boogie, and I think Andre Iguodala is probably one of the biggest parts because he's really like that veteran that kind of like calms everything down, sets everything up. So him being hobbled hurts. But if they can get back healthy, I think Golden State will.
I think I'm cheering for the Raptors, underdogs and all that. And right now the Bulls. I really wish. Look, oh man, I wish Derrick Rose would have. It doesn't matter. That like Derrick Rose to me was like the second coming, man.
Filthy.
And not just because I was from Chicago at the time, but whatever. So Drake obviously has been like a big talk in the finals because of one, the superstition around whatever he shows up to the Conor McGregor fight and Conor McGregor loses, and obviously like all the rest of the stuff. He wore the 76ers shorts that fucking lost. So what do you think of that? I think that it brings again and it reinvigorates sort of the culture, the hip hop culture within the NBA and like the cool culture within like where we live.
It's
too out of hand, or what do you think?
I like it. It's cool for me. But side note, I don't really believe in the Drake curse, but everyone else does. So Drake, if you want to, we can probably figure it out. You can probably come to every Laker game, sit courtside, wear the other team's colors. We might go 82-0 and be the best team. So hey, man, that's always up for Bron's one of your good friends. So that's always up in the air if you ever want to take that off, that offer.
Dude.
But no, I mean, he's having fun. I mean, at the end of the day, if you don't want him to have fun, shut the Raptors down. I mean, that's my biggest thing. Like, dog, he's out there having fun. I don't think he's doing anything too crazy.
I agree.
And it's like, as a competitor, like I would love being in that environment. Like, say I'm on if I was on Milwaukee or if I was on Golden State, I got a bucket. Like, I would shut your ass up. Like something like that. Like as a competitor, and it's like there's no hard feelings. Obviously,
of course, that's part of the show.
Yeah, and he'll bark back, and like it'll be fun. Like you saw, like. I'm not going to call it a scuffle. It's not even a scuffle. But like him and Draymond caught. But Draymond
cool,
the next, they're cool. Draymond the next day is like in Toronto with an OVO hoodie. Like it's fun. It's all fun.
It's
love
part of the show, man. But there you go with the clickbait shit, right?
Exactly.
Like, even when they asked him, it's like, what about that scuffle? He's like, scuffle?
Like, not a
Did
scuffle.
you see anybody punch anyone? It's like, we're boys.
So, I like it. I think it's fun. I think it's cool. It's fun for the league. It makes guys. It makes guys either love Drake more or hate Drake more or whatever it is, but it's fun. And at the end of the day, if the other team has a problem with it, shut the Raptors down.
Yeah,
you do that,
and don't listen to his fucking music.
Yeah, that's true.
For at least for the finals, right? Because they're in the back hyping up to that.
Yeah, so you do that. You guys focus on your job, and if you guys do your job right, then he's not a problem.
Yeah. All right. So 2 last things, and then we'll get on. You have a podcast that's coming out?
Yeah.
What's it called, man? Tell me all about it.
Lighthearted Podcast. So it'll be something that me and my brother Matt Hillman are going to do, and we're just going to. We want it to be more of a culture thing. We don't want it just to be athletes interviewing athletes. We want it to be. We want to give our audience a look inside of. The locker room or the boardroom, coming, on the business side or gaming or behind the scenes of gaming. So that's kind of what we want to kind of build. So it's called Lighthearted Podcast. It's going to be available on all
platforms, including YouTube.
We got a video concept, so we're gonna put stuff on YouTube.
Very good.
And we're just gonna have fun with it. We want it to be kind of like an interactive kind of thing. So we want our fans to make recommendation of who they wanted to see, what they want to talk about, and stuff like that. So we're excited about that. We're gonna launch our episodes very, very soon. And it's gonna be exciting.
Cool. So when you talk on gaming, and obviously being an entrepreneur that you are, is there any investments in esports that you're planning on making? And what other investments do you have out there?
Investment in Playverse, which is kind of esports for high schools. And that's something that is really cool for me. Just because obviously I love gaming and that's another passion for me. But it gives other people that's a lot of times in varsity sports in high school you get but it's like it's just athletic. It's just like who's the biggest, who's the fastest. But it's like esports you don't get the love that you could. But now they integrating esports into high schools. High school events and stuff like that I think that's really dope and something that I really wanted to be a part of. So we're doing that. And then I got another investment, announcement that's going to be on the way soon. Make sure you guys look out for that I think is really fun, that is really dope, and I think is going to be an amazing experience. So I think people can kind of guess and see what that is, but definitely going to be a good announcement coming soon.
Hell yeah. So all his information is going to be in the description down below, all his Twitter and all his social media, if you guys want to follow him to keep up to date with what he's got going in esports. Follow me. So I don't have anything else, man. You got any shout outs or anything you want to give before we go on?
Shit. I think I'm good. I'm good. Hey, Mom. That's about it. Mom's is, I guess I would say that's about it.
That's so dope. Anyway, another huge thank you to Turtle Beach for sponsoring this podcast.
Much love, Turtle Beach.
Much love for making this happen. We appreciate it. Remember to upgrade your gaming audio with Turtle Beach. Turtle Beach has headsets to upgrade your performance no matter what your budget is. From the amplified Recon 200 to the wireless Stealth 600. I don't have that, by the way. I don't have that. I don't have the Stealth 600s.
We're going to have to get that too.
Yeah, well, I think they better have brought one. That's all I got to say to that, which is built for esports with the Elite Pro and the Super Amp. And again, for a 10% off discount, you can use code Eavesdrop, EAVESDROP. So use code Eavesdrop to save 10% on your full your full price purchase on turtlebeach.com. And of course, as always, a huge shout out to Seagate, which is the main sponsor here at the Hecz quarters. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do the cool shit that we do. Are you familiar with Seagate?
I am not.
All right, so it's like storage.
Okay,
cool. But this is specifically for your PlayStation or Xbox. I mean, you can mix and match, but that was branded. That way, you save all your games on here. That way, your PlayStation can use all of its power.
Oh, that's lit.
Use all the power of that while you have your game launcher.
Uninstalled games and shit. I mean,
not anymore. All right, well, I'm gonna give you some other shit then before you go.
I appreciate it.
You got it, man. Again, thank you so much for stopping by, bro. I truly do appreciate it, man.
Fun, good conversation.
Hopefully one day I'll be out there in LA when you guys are playing. Or actually, when you guys come down here, I'll shout your name.
That's perfect.
Hopefully Verbal will invite me again. Appreciate you,
we can
man.
do that. Man, we get you LA. We'll have to get you on on the lighthearted podcast, man.
Yeah. Please do, man. Yeah, gladly. Is this your first podcast? How many podcasts have you done?
This will be. I've done. It's gonna be my own podcast, but I've done probably a couple. I've done this podcast, Danny Green's The Green Room podcast, and then Gilbert Arenas' No Chill Guild podcast. So this is my third podcast. So
cool, man. You gotta love it, man.
I can't wait.
Conversations are always good, especially with good people. So having said that, boys and girls, and with that, so I'm gonna see you guys on the next podcast. Almost did my vlog outro, but we'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.